What's up, everybody? I'm Metal Nick,
I'm Jeff Christopher.
and welcome to episode number 118 of Vinyl Bang. Jeff, please introduce today's guest.
Today's very special guest, ladies and gentlemen, we have been hounded by this guy enough to where we we've invited him back. Our very good, we are extremely happy to have our very good friend Champ Morgan, who you all may know from Triage and Poacher. Triage and Poacher. This guy, Champ fucking Morgan, dude. Ladies
Oh
and
yeah,
gentlemen, woo!
Think
the People's Champ.
the people's champ.
Uh,
Oh,
Triage has something new coming out tomorrow, Champ. You want to talk about that?
sure. The new album "In the Trenches" comes out tomorrow. Uh, the lovely people at Decibel did a preview stream of it today, and you can check it out there, or you can go to Roman numeral and order the vinyl, or you can go to the Triage Bandcamp page and order from us. But the new album in full comes out tomorrow.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, and it's
Get a
rad.
little.
Dude, I was jamming it whenever you sent it to me this morning while I was out running errands, and top notch, my friend. Very good.
It
Awesome album.
it's a banger. Stress free grind in a stressful world.
Fuck yeah. Well, today's going to be a little different from the last episode we did with Champ. Where all three of us are going to be basically talking about newest acquisitions, and it's great that Champ's on here because we all know that from the last episode, Champ buys nothing but great music, unless it's Pearl Jam. Um, Champ.
There's Pearl Jam. I'm gonna go Pearl.
Oh
I'm going.
wow!
I'm going Pearl
Go ahead
Jam
and
first.
yeah.
Shots fired.
Let's do this
Oh no, I will go like probably my. We'll go big. We go big purchase first, or we go
for
big
sure.
purchase last. Let's just come out of the gate with a with a
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
fucking
straight out of the gate, buddy.
with a banger. This is original original UK press first minor threat with the blue. This was a measly $200.
Chump change
But
for the champ.
yeah, I had to pawn the championship belt for a short period of time to purchase this, but it is in near mint condition. And for
Nice.
you old school straight edge guys, this is a must have. Still got the original insert inside, all those good straight edge lyrics, which you two knuckleheads probably need to learn a few of these lyrics, getting your life straight.
We certainly learned from our trip to Baltimore last year that Champ definitely spares no expense when it comes to OG pressings.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I'm not a big repress guy. People always ask me like, "Oh, did you get this repress?" Like, I don't really care about those. I mean, sometimes I'll get the repress if it's like remixed and remastered, but if it's just repressed for the sake of repressing, I really don't care about it. It's the original one, the way that it sounded when they put it out, then uh that's really
Absolutely.
what I'm all about. Anytime there's these old school like straight edge punk rock hardcore records, like it's always going to be the OG. And I mean, you don't really get much better than the original Minor Threat. So
Okay, okay.
there's there is that.
That album is iconic. I mean, the album cover is iconic. I mean, it's one of those punk records that, like, whenever you hear about punk or whatever, the Minor Threat is. I've never seen the blue cover. It's always a like a yellow with a black.
Red, the
Yeah,
red
Yeah, the
one.
red
yeah.
Yeah.
the red cover. This is the UK version, so the understanding I have is that's why it's blue, because it's the UK pressing.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Killer.
could be I could be wrong on that, but that's the understanding that I
He's not, folks. Just so you know, Champ is not wrong. Never wrong.
But I know when it's been repressed in like a whole bunch of different colors.
Hmm.
Green, I've seen
Sure.
yellow.
Yeah.
The original is red, so it's like,
Yeah.
again, they just they press the shit out of them because I mean, one, it's a fantastic like cornerstone record, but
Hmm.
you know, OG first press,
There you go.
best.
Very nice.
Jeffrey, what you got, sir?
Oh my God, I've never had the added. That's. Geez, I don't even know what to say to that. I'm going to start off my new acquisitions with an album or a pressing that should have been on the last one that I didn't have whenever I did the Cephalic Carnage episode. This is the Conforming to Abnormality repress that came from Subordinate Productions and Distribution, which is somewhere overseas. I don't know exactly where this came from, but this is another milestone in completing my conforming to abnormality collection. This particular CD version contains Observer to the Obliteration of Planet Earth and Regurgitation ad nauseum and Fecal Decay as two bonus tracks on this version of Conforming to Abnormality. So now I'm
That
done with Cephalic Carnage. That's everything.
that looks
So
like that looks like a compact disc, sir.
oh, it is. It is absolutely a compact disc, but the Cephalic
Oh,
Carnage had compact discs. So,
on a show called Vinyl Bang, this guy brings the
oh, here
compact
we
disc.
go. Don't play Nick's lawyer, dude. Don't fucking do that shit.
Yeah, I try to regulate this guy, but he does whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying
Come
to
on.
tell you, you know, and Jeff just he needs to understand that Nick and I we're in this business together. We understand. And it's
He,
us versus you.
he's like sheep stealer from House of Dragon. He just does whatever the fuck he wants.
He just does whatever the fuck.
Yes, like
I'm just
sheep
gonna.
stealer from House of Dragon. Um. All right, let's speed through this because we got a lot to talk
We're on
about
a
here.
time we're on a time limit today, kids.
Mhm, mhm.
Um. I'm going to talk about two albums real quick, and this is actually Jeff's new favorite band, straight from Montreal, Canada, Agne de Portnay. I got the
Oh
first album
God,
and the second one. Yeah, I knew
Jesus.
Champ would be a huge fan of this band. Very
He,
proggy, very kind of primacy without the vocals. I know there's a lot of hype around this band, so it's easy for people to hate this band. But I was one day bored at work and was looking for stuff to listen to on Apple Music, and I put this one on first. It was okay. It wasn't as good as this one. This is their second one. Um, I will admit, like the gimmick is a little weird to me. I'm kind of trying to get away from the bands with the gimmicky shit, but this band is pretty fucking incredible. They're good musicians. I think Jeff kind of compared it to what Secret Chiefs 3.
Mhm.
Um, because I don't really listen to them that much, but it caught my attention. I bought it. I don't think I'm gonna be as obsessed with this band as most people are. Like when Ghost came out and everybody just became like the world's biggest Ghost fan, which I fell into that hole. But no, it's not bad. It's a little different. It's very very weird. But I dig it.
I like weird, but I don't know. That band didn't blow my skirt up at all. So I mean,
Now, I will say this: like, every time I see somebody posting one album, they have the other one. Like everybody's like, I have to get both albums. They're both available. They're both available. I have upset the balance. I'm gonna get into this later on, but I only bought the second one because I only like the second one. I listened to both of them, and it was like the second album was whenever they found their niche. That was whenever they
okay.
found their what they were trying to accomplish. And the first one was like Nick described it as like proggy because like I told him I listened to it on the way to work one morning, and I'm like, dude, I just wasn't feeling it. It was like blah, 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 blah. But it just when listening to the second one on the way home from work, I was like, okay, this is what they were trying to accomplish. So I've upset the balance by just buying the second one because I don't care for the first one.
So at some point they pressed all their albums, and if you try to look for like the first, second, or third pressing of those two, they're very very expensive. I think at some point they realized the supply and demand, and like every record store in the world just like put it in order for them. So like literally every record store I go to, every record store I follow on Instagram is constantly posting that they have like these two albums in stock now. So I
But
pre-ordered the first one, and then a few weeks later, one of the stores that I visit frequently had the second one, so I ran up there and picked that one up.
I mean, wasn't that a band that nobody cared about 6 minutes ago? And then with the end power of the intro nets that blew up overnight? Is
For
that
sure. Absolutely. 1000%. I kept seeing videos of them. And like Jeff, I was very like, I'm not buying into this hype. And one day I just got bored. I had nothing to listen to at work. So I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. And I'm gonna go ahead and 100% agree with you there, Jeff. Like, first album was okay. It's not anything special. It didn't knock Champ's skirt off. Uh, but I when I put the second one on, I was just like, oh wow, this is much better. Like you
Much
said,
better.
they found their niche. They found their sound. They're just it's more enjoyable than the first one. I'll say.
I mean, what I heard I thought was okay, but I was just like I don't know. I just don't understand the hype of it.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly normal. I just this is something I assume Jeff would like because he likes weird, he likes proggy, and he certainly likes a lot of stuff with hype behind it. So,
Just call him a nerd like everybody else.
Fuck you guys.
all right,
This episode will be 5 minutes. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, is it my turn again? Is that what we're doing?
It is. You handsome devil.
I am a good looking man. I mean, it's
Oh,
hard to get away from that. I will bring out this Sepultura Slave New World
ooh,
original orange 10-inch from 1994. Another
oh
UK
wow.
pressing that I've picked up recently. I had never seen it. And I was at the Austin Record Convention and picked it up. It even still has its original like little clear little clear sleeve. And it's a
love
one-sided
papers.
10-inch. The second side is
It's
etched
etched.
with the Sepultura logo, which of course you can't see on this fucking
Yeah,
camera
yeah.
view.
So
But
hard to see etchings.
you know, this whole time, this whole time of Sepultura to me is just so awesome. You know, I
Definitely came from my favorite album.
chaos,
Yeah,
so good. But yeah, got that at the Austin Record Convention and original UK press, 10-inch, one-sided. Good times,
that's fucking
bangers.
Nice.
sick, dude. I'm always intrigued with your Sepultura collection, even though I wasn't a fan of Roots, and you showed off that limited box that you had in the last episode. I was like, wow,
Oh
that's
yeah,
fucking
that
incredible.
that Santeria, but yeah, that thing's nuts. And there's,
Hmm.
just like I mean, I don't want to like go back and rehash what we all did, what we said last time, but like, there's only a hand. I think there's only like 50 of those worldwide, and they're and they're
I've
all slightly different.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's rad.
That's incredible.
Oh yeah.
But
Alrighty.
All right. Up next for me is an album that I received in the mail today from a band out of St. Louis. This band is the aftermath or the continuation. I don't even want to say the continuation. This is what the Lion's Daughter, who disbanded last year, Rick Giordano, who basically wrote all of the music for the Lion's Daughter, has moved on to a new project, also with Eric Ramsey, the drummer from the Lion's Daughter, and they have come out with Blood Mother. Now, let me get this out sleeve so you can see the cover a little better. But Blood Mother,
Oh,
he
awesome artwork.
yeah, dude, the artwork is so sick. The
yeah, that
gatefold and
looks sick.
everything is fucking
Oh,
rad.
nice.
Yeah, very, very,
Yeah,
very happy with this project. I've been a big supporter of everything, or not everything, Rick Giordano's done. But ever since the Lion's Daughter, I've followed him pretty stalkatively. And whenever I I found out that he had this new project coming out, of course I had to jump on it. And they did two pressings. They did a smoke variant, smoke filled, smoky clear thing, and then a hand poured lava filled. It's like a purple. It's hard to see, I think, but yeah,
Sure
very
smells good.
excited for this new project from Rick Giordano. As I said, the main uh, organizer for the Lion's Daughter. 8 tracks, 6 tracks, 8 tracks. I don't remember how many is on this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stoked
what's
to
the
have
name of
new
the what's the name of the band?
Blood Mother.
Blood Mother. I'll have to check that
Blood
out.
Mother. And dude, it's fucking rad. It is really, really, really good. But yep,
Yeah, that
like I said, I
Lion's
got
Daughter stuff was pretty good. So
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, they changed their sound over the years. Like whenever they started off with whenever they signed to Season of Mist, and whenever I discovered them back in 2010, they never had synthesizers or anything. They did a lot of covers, but they wrote a lot of their own stuff. But they did like Nirvana covers, Melvin's, Mr. Bungle, and all this stuff live throughout the years. But as they progressed and became more entranced or involved or whatever, they were using synthesizers in their music, which added like a creepy like 80s horror vibe to their music, and I mean it gave it a whole new aspect. But this Blood Mother has the same thing. It's got synthesizers and it's heavy and riffs and just dude, it's fucking rad. So definitely worth checking out.
Sick. I'll check it out for sure.
Killer.
Cool.
Alrighty. So a couple weeks ago, I got a text message from our good buddy, Mr. John Dyer Baisley, and he was saying, "Hey, guess what? I found a box full of these horse called Goliath 10-inch or 7 inches on clear vinyl." He told me he was going to put them up on his site. Told me not to buy one. He'll sell me one. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it. But little to my surprise, when I got mine in the mail, it wasn't clear, but it was the clear purple. And if you go and look it up, clear purple, there are only 6 pressings of this one. 6 pressed. Uh,
Nice.
Wow.
very stoked to have that. Very honored. John would think of me for this. Uh, I'm really hoping to get him on our show sometime. Side A, Horse Called Goliath. Side B, Bikeage. I don't know if that's a cover song by anybody or not, but yeah, fucking A, Bareness.
Nice.
Very nice. Such a rare pressing, man. That's awesome. That's fucking
Yeah. If
I
there's only
couldn't believe
six
it.
of those, if there's only six of those, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, pretty fucking stoked on that.
See,
Alrighty,
I'm
sir.
I'm not the only person that's nice to you. See, there's one other person.
Well, you still haven't sent me that self-titled Alice in Chains in the mail yet, so like you promised last episode.
Well, I promised upon my death that you would get that, and since I'm since I'm still here insulting Jeff, then I can't put it in the mail yet.
yeah. It might come quicker than what Champ thinks. So you might get that record pretty quick.
See, but he has to be nice to me because I promised him the Nirvana Melvins 7 inch that I have.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes. I love you, Champ.
Yeah, see how quickly it changes. Like, oh, he's my bestie. He's my best friend. Okay, so after playing Northwest Terror Fest a couple of weeks ago, I lucked out and I found Black Breath,
oh
Razor
yes.
to Oblivion. The it's a I guess it's an EP. It's not a single, but
Yep. It's
it's
only
just
an
a four
EP.
song EP. I've I had all of Black Breath except this, and I found this a couple of weeks ago to
Rupert
complete
Crust.
the Black Breath records. They were absolutely fucking crushing at Northwest Terror Fest. One of the best sets that I saw while we were there, and it just worked out. You know, one of the first records I found when I came back to Texas was Black Breath, Breath, Black Breath, Razor to Oblivion. Yeah, this thing, man. Like, of course, anything that they do is great, and this is like super thick vinyl. It's like I don't know if it's the 180 grain or not, but it's like a really super heavy duty record. So I definitely wanted to talk about that because finding that alone was awesome, but also too, with the Poacher stuff coming out, that's one of the bands that's really a big influence to us in our sound
Hmm.
is Black Breath.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
super excited that band is back, and that EP is a completely different sound from the rest of their stuff, but good stuff. I mean, it's amazing for 4 tracks. Those are super thrashy, very like I don't
Just
know how to
their
describe.
just big ugly riffs.
Yeah,
HM2 HM2 all the way.
Now, speaking of Poacher, whenever you were saying just now, whenever you were saying that Black Breath was heavily influenced, whenever the Poacher EP was released, I text you as soon as I got around to, about probably about a minute into Earned Wounds, and I'm like, oh my God, champ, this is fucking incredible, dude. This is so good. And I don't know if I've talked to Nick about this, but your response was that that was very, very influenced by Black Breath directly.
Yeah,
And
100,
I'm
100%.
not as familiar with them as Nick is, but whenever you said that, I was like, okay, that does make sense. That does sound kind of along the lines of the Black Breath, influence. But Nick, if you haven't heard that, dude, you need to, because Poacher, man, that fucking
I did
project is
actually.
rad.
You know what? I did purchase it. He hit me up the day it dropped on Bandcamp. I just have not put it on my phone yet, but I do have that sitting on my computer.
Well, actually, we were hit up by a label from the Netherlands yesterday that wants to put it out on CD and most likely vinyl. So hopefully there
Killer.
will be physical
Yes,
copies. I got 50 cassettes pressed, which are just ones that I'm getting done. Those will all be hand numbered and they'll be available. Hopefully, we'll get them in the mail and they'll be available at the show on July the 10th. So
where's
they
the
will.
show
They
July
will
10th? I'm gonna go because I want a cassette.
it's here in Austin. It's at a little place called Chess Club.
Okay.
So if you actually, I know you're a maniac and you'll directly drive down here because you're crazy.
If,
I
if
will
if I'm able, dude, I would love to come see this project. Absolutely.
come.
And
Or you can be a
Uh,
pal and save two copies for your good buddies at Vinyl Bang.
there you go. See, we can, you know. But after all this talk of me dying and giving records away, I don't know.
I'm kind since I edit the episodes, I'm going to edit my part completely out. That way, I am in the running to get all the cool stuff from Champ.
But
Okay.
yeah, if you make it, we'll make sure you get in. You may have to move some cabinets or do some work or something, but
Yeah,
we'll sneak you in there.
we'll figure it out. Awesome, awesome. All right. Up next for me is a an album that I am not ashamed to say that I got because of the influence of a movie from the '90s. I picked this up as a repress from Get On Down Records.
Mm.
Is the website I bought it from. This came from Rap A Lot Records. I got Scarface the Diary
Oh,
because
nice.
of the
Hell
influence
yeah.
of No Tears from Michael Bolton's scene in Office Space whenever he's rapping to No Tears while he's sitting in traffic.
For
Love
sure.
that scene. I love that song. And whenever this came up on the algorithms on whichever social media site, I remember it was Instagram or Facebook or whatever it was, I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll buy a copy of Scarface the Diary because I mean, this is an iconic album from the '90s, back whenever rap was good. Scarface,
Exactly.
the '90s was like you just couldn't really go wrong. I mean, they had their duds here and there, but man, Scarface,
It's
dude,
Scarface, Ghetto Boys from Texas, son. That's Houston. That's why
that's
that's
right.
good.
Wow, okay, that makes sense. So, but yeah, Scarface the Diary, and I think they did like 3 or 4 different pressings of this, but this was like the exclusive for Get On Down, I think. But anyway, awesome album. Glad to have that on vinyl.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff right there.
I literally just watched that movie last week for the first time since maybe the early 2000s.
Oh wow, dude, that's
Yeah.
that's yeah, one of those movies that anytime it's on, even if it's halfway through it, I'll watch it just because it's so good, dude.
I mean, I forgot so many parts about that movie, but like it just, I don't care. I'll tell this on our show. The first time I watched it, I was high as shit on shrooms. And I could not, with the part where he finds out that Lumberg fucked his girlfriend, I literally was thinking it was that fat dude that got hit by the car that had with the jump to conclusions mat. So I was
Mm.
very confused. And the people I was watching with were like, would you please just shut up? But when I watched it a couple months later sober, I figured everything out. But if you've ever worked in an office, that movie makes so much fucking sense.
Mhm.
That movie also filmed down here in Texas.
Did it?
Oh yeah, it's filmed like
Hmm.
here in Austin. But all
Nice.
these talk about mushrooms, we need to go back to the first straight edge record that I brought up. Reminder to get your fucking shit together.
All right.
Oh, Nick.
Last weekend I went to the Hub City Vinyl in Hagerstown, Maryland. I went there on my birthday and I saw this record there and I almost bought it, but I didn't. And then when I came back, it was still there. Rage Against the Machine, People of the Sun EP. It's
Nice.
got side A, People of the Sun, Without a Face live, intro, Black Steel and the Hour of Chaos live, Zapata's Blood live, side B, Bulls on Parade, and Had It Been Playing on the Jukebox, a poem by Allen Ginsberg. Um,
Hmm.
cool
Yeah, Black
stuff.
Black Steel and the Hour of Chaos is a Public Enemy cover and my personal favorite Public Enemy song. So,
And it is on clear
Nice.
vinyl. I think there's a
oh, it's
couple
clear.
different, yeah, there's a couple different colors of this, but this was just sitting in there. It was new apparently, but I mean it came with the sleeve. It wasn't like in a shrink wrap, so it's hard to tell if it was used or not. But it was in like the section of new vinyl, not used. But yeah, Rage Against the Machine, buddy. Can't
Nice.
go wrong
Nice.
with those guys.
Nice.
One of the few bands I haven't seen live. I never got to see
Oof,
Rage,
man, I've
but
seen them
you
a
know,
couple times in the '90s.
nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, I never saw them in their heyday, but like whenever they came back around, I saw their first show in 11 years, and that was rad with Run the Jewels. That fucking shit was amazing.
Yeah, they were supposed to play down here in Texas, but that was like what was it, COVID, and there was a bunch of
During
shit going
COVID,
on.
yeah, a lot of that all got
Yeah, I don't think they ever played those shows down. I don't think they ever made those shows up down here.
that sucked.
I don't remember. I'm too old. I don't remember.
All
And
But
right,
Neil,
moving on. What you got next, buddy?
well, since you brought up Scarface, I'm going to bring up one of the records I bought when I was down in New Orleans when Triage played Mardi Grind Fest. Original press, Sir Mix-a-Lot Swass. This record, I had this cassette in fucking high school. And then when I found this, this is before Baby Got Back. This is pre Baby Got Back, Sir Mix-a-Lot. This is like the first hip hop that came out of Seattle. And Buttermilk Biscuits, Posse on Broadway, that was like the big single. But little definitely different than a different sound than they went on to do with Baby Got Back, but this record absolutely fucking bangs. So fucking good. And to find it on original press, I'd never even seen it on fucking vinyl. And the first time I saw it was down at Mardi Gras this year. So since you want to bring up some Scarface, I'm gonna bring out that banger Sir Mix a Lot. Just like that.
that
Nice.
that is a good thing right now. A lot of people are getting rid of their like OG pressings of like '90s vinyl, and I'm seeing a lot of that pop up in record stores. So to come across stuff like that's pretty rad.
Yeah, I mean, I try to grab it when I can, I mean, there was so much stuff in the 90s because records had died out, everything was CDs. So when you actually find like
Hmm.
that vinyl, like you got to get it because you may never see it again.
No,
Right.
for sure.
Right. Hell yeah,
Uh,
Sir Mix-a-Lot. I never knew he had anything besides Baby Got Back. So
Oh,
early
dude.
stuff's worth checking out.
Swass, SAWSS. Check that out
Okay,
tonight. Tonight.
I'm gonna do it while I'm editing the episode.
The
Fuck
60
yeah.
minute long episode.
Up next, and I'm gonna start going through some albums that I got while I was on vacation in Florida last week. Stopped in. My wife and I took the family to Orlando to go to typical Orlando family vacation shit. But we went to Park Avenue CDs, which was like the fucking record store was awesome. Like I went there just because it was open at 10 in the morning, and I could go there before we actually did the family stuff that day. But whenever I got in there, I'm like, oh my god, I could have spent hours in this fucking place. It was so awesome. But starting off with the five albums that I got from there, I picked up a sealed copy of Superjoint Rituals Use Once and Destroy, which is really the only album I really listened to from them. I mean, I know they had the second one after this, but I never, for whatever reason, I just never listened to it. But this one, this CD got a lot of attention back in the day whenever it came out, and I believe a lot of that was because of my infatuation with Pantera at the time, and I was still like on a big Pantera hype back in the early 2000s. But this is the olive green pressing out of 1,000. This is number 105 of Use Once and Destroy, and again it's sealed. Like I was pretty excited to find this. So Super Joint
Yeah, that,
Ritual,
that
Uh,
first Super Joint record rips.
yeah, dude, it's
I think
good.
that's one of the represses because a couple years ago, like Revolver and a couple other places repressed it because I have like the OG pressing with like that the cover with Phil's face on it and
The
everything.
original cover,
Yeah,
right on, right on.
but still, it's cool that you found a numbered one. Those are awesome to find
Sealed
always.
no less. Like I was like it
Yeah,
was cheap. I mean, it was like I don't know if
And
price tag's still on or not.
is it called just Super Joint on the cover, or does it say
No, it's
Super
Super
Joint
Joint Ritual.
Ritual?
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
Oh
because
yeah.
there's been some issues where
right,
they can't
right.
use the Super Joint Ritual anymore.
When he brought it back, yeah, he just called it Super Joint and wasn't very good. I wasn't a big fan of it, but
What wasn't crazy about it, but
no. I
that
like
one
the
that one did a
second one
fuck
has
that.
it. The
Dude,
second one
I saw
definitely
them
had
on
its moments.
they played Ozfest on that first record, and whoo, son, they tore them shits up.
Yeah.
The first time I ever saw them live, it was the night that Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis fought, and Phil like delayed the show for hours so he could sit on his bus and watch that fight.
Of
And
course,
then they came
of
out and played.
course.
He was super fucking high as hell. I
Mm.
remember getting his autograph, tried to get a picture with him. He wouldn't pose for pictures. But at the end of the set, I got the set list from that show, and it's pretty good stuff. I mean, I remember they didn't leave the stage till like 2 a.m. But
Nice, nice.
I every time Super Joint came through D.C., Virginia, Baltimore, I saw him at the Auto Bar one time. For God's sakes, that tiny ass place. So
Oh,
I don't
sick.
think I ever saw him, but another thing about that particular album is whenever I got the CD and I started going through the track or the personnel, the clientele, the musicians. That was whenever I discovered there was a Hank Williams the third, and I'm like, well, cool. There's another Hank, and then the whole Straight to Hell. I discovered that years later, and this, that,
dude,
and the other. But that was my first introduction to Hank the third. So that
Hank
was
would
pretty cool.
hang the fuck out with those fans after at those shows. I remember meeting him so many times. He was super nice,
Hmm.
really fucking down to earth, posed for pictures, signed whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah.
Him and Jimmy Bauer were like the coolest fucking people in the world to talk to.
Yeah,
Phil Phil
I've
wanted to
heard.
be left alone and be stayed on his bus the whole time, but
Yeah, I've heard stories about Jimmy Bauer. Like AJ is friends with him, and because of the whole Anselmo connection or whatever. But the one time I saw Hank the Third, I got there early because I was doing drum video. I was filming Dwayne Timlin, who was doing the Ass Jack project that night, and I got there early, and I watched Hank load in his own gear, load in the amps, load everything in. I was like, dude, that's a fucking musician, dude. That is awesome. That is awesome
It's
that this guy isn't having his band do it. He was doing everything himself. I'm like, man, that's
it's how
rad.
you
And he hung out afterwards and signed shit. Hank was
mhm,
awesome. Hank was an awesome experience just to watch the show, how he was afterwards to his fans. Amazing musician. Absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
So when you saw him, did he do the split set, the country set,
Hmm.
and the metal set? You saw both sets?
Yeah, yeah. He did three. He opened
Yeah.
up with the country set, and then he went into Ass Shack, and then he went into Attention Deficit. It, it,
Oh,
it, it's
he
not
would do
disorder. It was something else.
when I would
Yeah,
see
he
him,
did.
he would do the country set, then he would do the rockabilly set, and then he would do Ass Jack. Because
When
I
I
saw him a
saw him,
couple
he
times.
did country, Ass Jack, and then ADD.
He
Yeah,
had Chris
because I
Hart
have footage of all
playing
three
guitar for
bands.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I don't know what ADD is. I didn't know he had
it,
another
it, it's
band.
like a doom project because the way he ended the
Oh,
night was
sick.
like it was dark, and it was just like a doom, very very drony, very sludgy, very yeah. It was not Ass Jack.
Hmm,
I'll
I'll
find
have
the
to find
footage and
that.
send it to you because it's
Oh,
rad.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
an awesome project.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Next thing I'm going to talk about is a band. Maybe Champ might know about this band. I don't think Jeff would ever have heard of this band before. Uh, I used to work at Hot Topic, and there was a guy there who was very emo and into indie stuff. And although he was down for me to play metal a lot, he also would always try to recommend stuff. And 99% of the time, I hated what this guy was playing. But One time out of all the times he would put stuff on, I really got into this band. They're called Cursive. The name of the album is Ugly Organ. Um, this band I would say is indie rock more than anything else. Uh, I got a green vinyl of it. Very stoked to have this. Not anything metal. It's certainly not Taylor
It's
Swift, but it is.
it's under the
Yeah.
category of terrible.
I really enjoy this album a lot, despite what our guest today is saying. But yeah, it's one of those albums. Every now and then, somebody plays something for me that's non-metal, and like I said, it was really rare. Most of the stuff this guy would play, I just could not get into. He was into like Fall Out Boy and a lot of that stuff. But this band he put on one day, and I certainly was just like, wow, this was very catchy stuff. Cursive.
Yeah,
That
I never
album,
got
that
it.
album, I discovered during the logboard days. Like
Yeah,
somebody on the board posted that album because it was one of those albums that was just like I've never heard this band. I'm gonna listen to it, but I remember that cover, but I remember
yeah.
not being thrilled by it either. So,
Mm. Yeah, I
which
never
I
got into
mean, to each
emo,
their own.
so
Not bad
yeah,
mouthing it for
yeah.
having it, but it wasn't something that it really took off with me. So,
I'm
but
having
that's
camera
cool.
issues here. Camera keeps falling, but either way, yeah, I was never a fucking emo guy, so I don't know. But
But you do like emotional music, sad music.
I I do like very sad fucking music because under all these jokes, I'm a sad fucking person. Oh, is it my turn again?
It is.
I'm gonna blaze through some singles because I have picked up quite a few of them lately. I'll go with the heavy hitter first. Original press, We Die Young radio promotional 12-inch single, Alice in Chains. That's pretty rare. Guy right there for you, Alice in Chains. If you've ever heard of Alice in Chains before, I'm not sure if you guys have.
Are they a new
Um,
band?
they're brand new. Uh, and then I
I am
got
not a fan.
the we know. That's why Nick is getting the self-titled because you're
God
not a
damn
fan.
it!
Single number two, European 12-inch single, Iron Maiden, Stranger in a Strange Land, original press.
Oh, awesome.
Picked that up. Of course, artwork is amazing and one of my personal favorite Iron Maiden albums. So there's that. And then I found the original 12-inch single of Soundgarden, Fop, which I had never ever seen before. Picked that up. And the last single, this will be Jeff's favorite. Um, this is Pearl Jam Light Years. This was only ever pressed once. It's on a small European label. Just Jeff's personal favorite band. I thought I would just let everybody see this Pearl Jam that Jeff loves so much.
Now,
Just,
now, okay, okay. Just back up here. What is that? What is Light Years? Is that an album?
no,
Is
Light
that
Years
like
is a
a
single. It's a single.
okay? Off what album?
This was off of what is it called? The self-titled one, the one with the avocado on the front.
Okay. So, now I don't. I have rediscovered Pearl Jam because of you. Because of you, I gave up on them on Vitalogy years and years and years ago, and I started getting back into them because of you. I got into Yield and No Code and Lightning Bolt, and I've got like two or three records because of you.
See,
And
there you
my dude, thank you because you've reintroduced me to Pearl Jam, and I thank you tremendously because they're a very fucking good band that I
they're a
just gave
great
up
band.
on after for whatever reason after Vitalogy. So yeah, that's rad that you got that. I thought you were being sarcastic with Jeff's favorite, but dude, that's rad. Like I would like to find that.
See,
You
you're
know,
you're I've never seen it. It's on like a really small European label. And even the guy at the record store that I talked to, Judd, he's like, yeah, I've never seen that in my life. And I had to get it.
nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. You
But
find
but
rare shit in the wild.
but it's good to
That's
hear that
awesome.
you're finally growing up and being an adult. discovering some Pearl Jam.
Discovering some Pearl Jam, as all adults should. Nick,
It's,
No, what?
it's like it's like you
what
and I
did he
need to
say?
keep tally marks on who's making points with Champ. Like, and I think I'm winning. So
See, what's going to happen is the next time that Pearl Jam plays in Missouri or something, I'm going to have to go up there and we'll have to go and hold hands.
dude, that's
Yeah,
one thing I
thank
would like
you.
that tremendously, and I will tell my wife she
Uh,
has to go to work so Champ and I can hold hands whenever we go see Pearl Jam. But dude, every time I've ever tried to get tickets to see Pearl Jam, they're expensive as fuck. Like I'm not paying $600 to see Pearl Jam, but that's a whole other. We'll talk about that after the episode. Um, so up next, and Champ, I am sending you a text right now with footage that I filmed of that ADD project from Hank from
Nice.
14 years ago. So yeah, there's live footage that I filmed of him. Up next for me, again from the Park Avenue CDs in Orlando, Florida, I got a 12-inch gatefold of Queens of the Stone Age, Era Vulgaris, just because, dude, it's an awesome album. The only pressing I have up to this point is the three 10-inch trifold thing, which is cool to have. You know, that's like one of the OG pressings, but just to have it on double 12-inch, it's an awesome album. You know, it's Queen of the Stone Age, awesome album. And I've seen this around over the years, and I just, always passed it up. But whenever I was in Florida, I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just go ahead and bite the bullet and have something else to drag home with me, along with all the other stuff that I'm acquiring in Orlando, driving 17 hours home. But yeah, Queen of the Stone Age, Era Vulgaris.
Is
Champ, what?
Grohl on drums on that one?
No,
Is it Joey?
no. Actually, Grohl is on a couple tracks on here, but he's not on the entire thing. They started off with one drummer and then he quit, and then Grohl finished it up, but I don't remember the entire story behind it. But yeah, Grohl was solely on Songs for the Deaf, and then he made
Yeah.
a couple of guest appearances on Era Vulgaris. But yeah, and dude, do you like Queens of the Stone Age? Have we ever talked about this, Champ?
I think they're okay. I think Caius was better, but who am I?
that's
you're,
right.
you you
Who are
you
you?
you were so Caius would have been your introduction to Hami. Not
Yeah.
to say that you have to pick one or the other, but I mean that would have been your
A
first
lot of people, for
impression.
some reason, have to do that, but they're two completely different sounding bands.
That,
Oh yeah, they don't sound anything alike. I think
yeah,
Queens of the Stone Age. I think it's okay. It's just not something that I dig out a whole bunch.
right on, right on.
But they definitely that one the one album it's that Songs of the Deaf. That album's a
Uh,
banger all the way through.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're really good. He's a really good songwriter. But I think it's an acquired taste because I've had people listen to it and been like, eh, and I played it for people that are like, yo, this is fucking amazing. That are like
Hmm.
full blown metalheads. They can really get into it. But Jeff is one of those people I know who's a huge enormous fan and
I
has
Yeah,
love
every
Queens of the
pressing
Stone
of
Age.
every album.
Hami writes like really good hooks, like the
Hmm.
guitar, the hooks. It's always got like a really good swing. Like
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's like his Jedi power is that.
for sure, for
His
sure.
Jedi power. I would like to know my Jedi power after the episode.
Growing a long beard.
And
Well,
Anyway,
Champ's going to be beat there. But anyway.
um, since everybody's talking about hip hop, I recently did pick up a hip hop album. It's a single, Beastie Boys' "Body Movin'."
oh
Uh,
shit,
Remixes. Yeah, every
nice.
now and then I go into a record store and I do see some like Beastie Boys singles that I kind of am like, oh, you know what? I don't own this, or I have to look at my Discogs to see if I do or do not own it. Uh, it's got Kutmaster Kurt remix and an instrumental on one side, the other side the album version, a cappella version, and the instrumental Kutmaster Kurt remix version. For the longest time, I did not like this fucking song only because the music video was like the Fatboy Slim
I
remix of it.
hated that version. I still do.
I couldn't stand it. And then when like one day I went back and listened to Hello Nasty and was just like, God, this song is so much better before Fatboy Slim just like repeated the chorus over and over and over and over and over again. The music video is fucking hilarious. I'll give it that.
Hmm.
Um, I know Cha has like a really cool single of it with like cartoons of them on the front. But yeah, every now and then when I see like a rare single in the white sleeve, Beastie Boys, I have to pick it up because you know I do have a lot of like the Def Jam stuff, and they're very tedious with releasing like singles like this in the white sleeve, and I don't know, it comes with this weird sticker. I don't know what that's all about, but
Hmm.
yeah, you know me, you know I love my Beastie Boys.
Yeah, B Boys were great. I was not really that big of a fan of Hello Nasty, but I did see them on that tour a couple of times, and they fucking threw down. They were so fucking good live. But I'm a big fan. I'm a check your head guy. Like that, the first like three or four are like the ones that I like the best.
Definitely.
Hmm. Nothing wrong with that.
But but um, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get this. If I want to show the one that's going to break Jeff's heart now, or I want to leave it till the very end.
Want to save it till the end?
You want to do that one last? Okay, we can
Sure,
do that
sure.
because you're gonna cry like a big old baby when I show it.
I know. I
So I
can't
will
wait.
go to
I'll
it.
go get the Kleenexes.
You might want to get it 2 boxes. So I will go with this piece of power metal awesomeness, Crimson Glory. This is a European promotional gold stamp promo
Fuck
on
yeah.
Road Racer, and I don't know if either one of you Neanderthals have ever heard of this amazing band, Crimson Glory. This is some of the best power metal of the late 80s. And to find a European press gold stamp promo of the album Transcendence, which is their first major record and by far the best. If you like big soaring like super powerful vocals, this dude kills it, and the two guys on guitar just shred it down. Jason Jason Tarpey from Iron Age and Eternal Champion. We are both fans of this album a lot. So
Nice.
Crimson Glory, Transcendence. This cost me a pretty penny at the Austin Record Convention, but now I have it on every form. I have the regular press, this promo, and I also have the original cassette.
Killer.
Nice.
Yeah, they rip, man. I've been listening to that album since I think junior year of high school, like '88. I think is when that record came out.
Hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I want to say somebody has mentioned that band on the show before, but I can't remember who it was, and I might be confusing it with somebody else. That artwork may have been a little familiar with something else. But Nick, have you ever heard Crimson Glory? I mean, you're a big
I have
power metal
now.
guy.
I have
That's
now
cool.
because
Nick
of you,
discovered
champ.
something new.
It's
Nick discovered something
I'm
new.
telling you,
That's awesome.
it's like power metal, great guitar work, and like I said, like big, awesome, huge, vocals. It's awesome. You need to check it out.
Definitely will.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm listening to at work tomorrow.
All right. To get back into just to keep the hip hop kind of going off and on and off and on. Recently, over the last couple of months, I've started getting back into Del the Funky Homo Sapien. I
Nice.
really got into him whenever I discovered or I had the Judgment Night soundtrack. Whenever he did the tracks with was it Sonic Youth or
Yeah,
Pearl Jam?
Sonic
I
Youth.
can't. Yeah, Sonic Youth. But I started really getting into Del the Funky Homo Sapien back then, and I just kind of forgot about him over the years. He's re-releasing a couple of albums this year, and one of them's actually on its way to my house, which I am super excited about. But while I was in Florida, I found a sealed copy of the first or second album he did. I wish my brother George was here. And I am not entirely familiar with this one, but again, I'm going through and just kind of refinding my 90s hip hop roots and getting back into what I should have been into for 30 years at this point, but correcting my mistakes, ladies and gentlemen, and getting back into my 90s my '90s hip hop that I should have already been growing up with. But yeah, Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Wish my brother George was here. Excited to have found this in the wild.
Yeah, that Dell the Funky, he does not put out bad records. I mean, he's part
Mm-mm.
of that hieroglyphics crew. They
Mm-hmm.
all, as a group, they're great. As individuals, that they're like the backpack rapper version of Wu Tang. There's like a ton of them, and they all put out great shit. And I think there may be a new hieroglyphics record that just came out, and I think a new Dell record that's coming out.
There's a new Dell record for sure. Upon going down the rabbit hole and looking up Dell's past discography to see what I missed and what I need to catch up on, I discovered that he was in hieroglyphics. Good stuff. It really is. It's something that I was not familiar with until I started looking him up. But I don't know if they have a new one coming out or not. But I did start to dabble in their back stuff, and you're right. I mean, it's not like a Wu Tang ripoff, but in the same along the same lines
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah. They
of
don't
the,
they
the
don't sound
multiple artists.
anything.
And no, nothing
They
like
don't
them.
sound
But
anything like Wu Tang,
yeah,
but yeah, they're definitely they kind of like were the West Coast like front runners of what they called backpack rap, like the smart, like really smart, like very lyrical, very intelligent, next level rappers. They
hmm
weren't like, if you were in hieroglyphics crew, then you had fucking skills.
right. Hell yeah.
Cool, cool. Alrighty. This next album I'm going to talk about is a band that for many, many years I hated. I remember being in the fourth grade back when I was addicted to MTV, and this band just like won every fucking award at the BMAs that one year, and I was so sick of them. I was like, fuck, I hate this band so much. And then when I was in the eighth grade, they put out this single that I was just like, this is actually pretty fucking catchy. And if I had to guess, they were trying to be with the times and be a little like alternative, which this band is not an alternative band. REM Monster. Uh, I was there was a period where I was trying to just buy the OG pressing of this, but I couldn't pull the trigger because it was so fucking expensive. But they repressed it. I've heard people go on the record who are big fans of this band and say this is their worst album, and that might be the reason why I like it because it didn't sound anything like any of their earlier stuff. I mean, they were very big with those in the feels songs, like everybody hurts, shiny happy people, losing my religion. I love the song What's Your Frequency, Kenneth? What's the frequency, Kenneth? That's the song on here. That's
This
I like
guy.
I said, like I remember hearing that song on the radio and you'd be like, "Oh wow, this is REM, really? Like this doesn't sound anything like they used to do."
Right.
Um very catchy, very 90s. Like Jeff and I we've talked about this a bunch where like some point in the 90s a lot of bands tried to get with the program and be very alternative because that was what everybody was doing and I feel like that's what they went with this album. I don't know how much they put out after this. I didn't really care because again, not really a big fan of this band, but this album I didn't mind so much.
REM's early stuff is good. I like Dead Poets or Dead Letter Office and like what's the one with Orange Crush on it? The stuff that's before that. Like I
Hmm.
was very much in the boat of when that album came out. Like, yeah, this is the end of this band.
Okay, yeah.
But there on that there are some very good songs on that, but that is very much a radio, like a very much a radio MTV
hmm
record for sure.
hmm
So, but
Definitely.
yeah, I mean, I like REM. So,
You heard it here first, folks.
oh, so I see that we're approaching the 60-minute mark. So, do I need to bring out the
Eh,
Jeff
eh.
Heartbreaker, or do we got one more to roll
I
around?
have two
I don't
more.
know.
I
I
have
got
two more.
two,
Okay, we'll
three,
do we'll do two
four.
more.
Okay, we can do that. That's fine.
So I will go with this, and then we will break Jeff's heart. Um, at the Austin Record Convention, I picked up an original press Black Flag in my head. I was honestly shocked that I didn't already own this, but I had to get it. I had to, of course, it's Rollins, so I had to have it. Shocked that I didn't. It wasn't already in my collection, but like to me, this is like one of the better. it's all, almost like it's real kind of manic and almost psychedelic in some parts the way that the music is. Of course, drinking and driving on here. Uh, but yeah, in my head, like I absolutely love this record. Huge Black Flag fan, and of course, anything that has Henry Rollins on it, I have to own it. But yeah,
That was
original.
that was going to be my next question, was if Rollins was still in the band at that time.
Yeah, this is in the last like few records that Black Flag put out before they broke up.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in my head was what, 80, 85, 86? Yeah, 85. So this was like right at the end. There's one more after this, but yeah, that's right at the end when they really started hating each other. Because those
It,
solo Rollins records, I think he started doing the solo stuff in 86, 87, and then the Rollins band I think was 87, 88.
Hmm.
no, no.
Yep.
Whenever I need a Rollins question answered, you're the guy I go to because
You,
you know your shit.
that's you should. I should I should be on speed dial on that one.
I've certainly hit him up about a couple Rollins band stuff in the past.
See,
That's
you,
definitely
you,
been my
you
go-to
see
guy.
you see Jeff, Nick is already I'm already on speed dial with Nick. He's just one step ahead of you.
This is one of the three of us are not going to be in this episode by the time this is done. It's just going to be you and me, champ. Nick's
My
not even going
favorite
to
is
be in
when
this
when,
fucking
when
episode.
Champ will send me stuff like, "Here's a remix version," or "Here's like a so and so mix of Wait, listen to it now. Do your homework, and
Now,
Yeah,
yeah,
I expect a full report from you in an hour." You
that's
know?
yeah.
right. Full.
There is no. Oh, you're eating family with your dinner. Tough shit. Listen to
Yeah.
this now.
Yeah, I expect a full report on my desk by close of business. That's right.
Yep, yep. Okay, up next for me is what we already talked about this, so we can cut a few minutes off this segment because we've already talked about it. So Agnine, Angine, I can't even pronounce it. Angine the poetry, the
Agni
poetry.
Dudes
Portnoy.
dudes
Ag,
wearing painted trash bags playing music.
yeah, this guy's got a big penis on his face right here. A big.
It's Chris
That's the
Chen
thing that
from
killed me,
Slipknot.
dude. I think it was just like the whole costumes. Like, really, dude, just play your music. You know,
Well,
It's
I mean,
Chris
if you
Fenn from Slipknot.
I mean
he does.
Parliament Funkadelic, they did that with costumes and a guy having a dick for a nose, like back in the '70s, man. Like,
Yeah.
just listen to Funkadelic, listen to Parliament.
Oh shit.
Better than Angine the poetry.
In my opinion, yeah, I
Oh
would
yeah.
jam George Clinton and Eddie Hazel any day.
Oh yeah. All right, Nick.
Uh, all right. Um, so I'm going to talk about next a local thrashy band from my area. A guy that I've been trying to get on our show for a little bit, and he will be on our show at some point. He just wanted this album to drop. Nuclear Tomb, Epoch Inhumane. It's their newest album. These guys fucking are so fucking good. They're very thrashy, proggy, a little voivodish. Um, One of these dudes, I think this guy right here, he's in that band Deceased. If anybody's familiar with that band, this
Oh,
is
sick.
a black splatter, black with yellow with black splatter vinyl. It's turned out pretty
Oh,
fucking
nice.
cool, actually.
Hell
Out of
yeah.
100 pressed, um, from Rotted Life Records. I think that's somewhere overseas, but uh, this is a really cool band. Really cool, really great musicians. Really good live band. I've seen them so many times in my area. Um, they got like the whole DC Capital shit in the background.
Nice.
Michael, the singer, guitarist of this band, he's a fucking awesome dude. Like I said, like he came up to me one time, said he wanted to be on our show, and I absolutely would love to have him on soon. I think they're on tour right now, but good band. Check them out if you're into that thrashy, proggy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if it Voivod music is good, but Voivod vocals are terrible. Hopefully those vocals are different than that.
Yes, they're not. He doesn't sound anything like Snake. I have a
That
friend who says the same thing. Actually, he tells me he hates the vocals in Voivod, and I get it. I mean,
I argue with Keith Huckins from Dead Guy about that all the time because he loves Voivod, and I think I mean, they were nice dudes, and and we played with them a few times in the old band because we were on Relapse together. But musically, they're great. Vocally, they're fucking atrocious. I can't handle it.
All right, time to break Jeff's heart here.
Last one. I'm so excited.
Oh, oh! I
I
literally
think.
just picked this up 2 weeks ago on my anniversary. My wife and I were in San Antonio having a day trip,
Mm,
and I found this Melvin's Phantomas
nice.
hand screen
Oh,
printed on amphetamine reptile.
nice.
Number 10, number 10. And look at that.
Green splatter. Oh man, that's gorgeous, dude. That is so
Yeah.
cool.
And
Now
as soon as I pick, go ahead. Go ahead.
that release is that's one track from Melvin's and like 4 or 5 from Phantomas, right? That's like
Yeah. Yeah. It's called Sugar Daddy Live Split Series. And there's several splits that Phantomas do with other bands. In this record store where I found this, they had 4 different um of these Sugar Daddy splits, but this one was the one I had to get, really, because I knew that it would break your tiny heart.
yeah,
So
that's
that
you
was
are
the deciding factor. I was like, oh, I'm gonna rub this in Jeff's face, and but yeah, that right there. And I'm not gonna say out loud how much I spent on it because it was too much.
I was gonna say I've seen it. I've seen it and I know that it's pricey. So good for
Yeah,
you. We'll just go ahead and add that to the list of things that I'm going to inherit one of these days. But dude, no,
so
that's rad for sure, for sure. Now,
yeah, dude,
now,
it's
now, I want to, and I'll look it up after the episode or whatever. But I believe there's 2 different pressings of that. There's 2 different color pigs, I believe, for that press.
yeah,
There's the green one, and then there's like a like sparkly pink or something. But again, just to have it is fucking rad. But
yeah,
there's that's one of the ones that I've been after forever. Is that pressing?
yeah. I had never seen it, and I grabbed it. They also had like a one of those was what there was a split with U Men. I don't even I can't even remember right now who the other 2 were, but they had 4 of them, and I mean, they ranged in price from like 50 for the kind of lesser known 2, and then this one and the other one were the expensive ones, and I got
Yeah,
this one.
yeah, right on. Very nice, champ. Good for you. Good for you for having Melvins in your collection
Yeah,
and Phantomas.
yeah,
Dude, real quick. Are you a Melvins fan? You're a Melvins
I
fan.
lo- I absolutely love the Melvins. Absolutely, I've seen them probably. They're one of the bands I've probably seen the most. I think I've seen them like well into the double digits.
Oh yeah.
They've
Hold on
They're
one second.
always good.
Had to sorry, I had to back out for a second. I'm gonna have to do it again here in a second. But so yeah, we'll go ahead and just kind of get this one out of the way. This is the last album that I got from my trip to Orlando, and this is one of the like whenever I found this, I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, I'd kind of like to have this. My wife enthusiastically said, yeah, we own this now. And whenever I sent a picture to Nick showing him that I bought the Agnine thing, he was like, oh my God, dude, you found that album? Then wow, that's awesome. Got this Opeth with the Loyal Disharmonic Orchestra, conducted by the powers that be. How many tracks is this? This is 2, 5, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15 tracks with an orchestra from the Royal Albert Hall, composed by Michael Ackerfeld and Opeth, but them with an orchestra, um, which Nick claims is one of the greatest live recordings ever. Is that am I getting that quote
Yeah,
correct, Nick?
yeah. No, that live album sounds incredible.
This is the rarer of the 2. This is a red and black smoke pressing, and the other one I believe is just a standard black. But yeah,
Is
pretty
it
excited
music
about
on
this.
vinyl?
For this is one of the only times I've ever been with my wife, and she was like, encouraging me to buy a $120 record. She was like, "Yeah, we
Oh,
own that
nice.
now, so just go ahead and grab that. Let's go. Let's get out of here before we spend any more fucking money." But so
There
pretty
you
stoked about that.
see. You got a great record and some support there.
Yeah, doesn't happen very often. So I did take it while I could get it. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Better
yeah,
mark
that's
that
good.
on the calendar.
Right.
All right. Last album I'm going to talk about. Recently, I've been trying to acquire at least the albums by this band that I definitely enjoy. This might probably be the last one that I was on the hunt for. Neurosis Through the Silver and Blood.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
Nice.
The
this
best.
is a, I believe this is definitely a repress. Was not one of the OGs. Um, it's yellow with green splatter.
Nice.
Nice.
Very, very colorful looking record. Um, I chat with our buddy James Watson a lot, and he acquired a whole bunch of these Neurosis albums recently. He got a bunch of the represses on clear. Um, this was definitely the last one that I was trying to hunt down. You know, like I did buy the new album because it sounds great. I remember after Times of Grace, I didn't really like. I don't want to say I didn't care for them, but I felt like their music just wasn't the same anymore. They kind of went not even that album. I'm thinking Sun That Never Sets was the last one that I really enjoyed. After that, I feel
Sun that
like
never
everything
sets.
after that one, I feel like their albums were kind of like stale to me, and it just nothing against those guys as songwriters, but they took a bit of a break, and they when they reunited with Mr. Aaron Turner, it certainly fucking made everything a world of difference. It sounded like the old Neurosis, and just very happy to have this one in my collection. This is probably I don't own an OG pressing of Times of Grace, but I do own the repress on clear vinyl, and that's my all-time favorite one by them. But
Oh, we could do a whole episode on the amount of neurosis stuff that I own. I,
oh
I
yeah,
own so much of it. So much of the original stuff. I have the box set, which we showed that the last time I was on.
okay,
Um,
yeah.
I absolutely love Neurosis, and that new record is fan fucking tastic.
That's what I was going to ask. That was going to be my follow up question: is what do you think about the addition of Aaron Turner? Like, I
I mean,
love
you
it.
couldn't you couldn't pick a better guy than Aaron Turner.
Exactly. Exactly. It was like, dude, the day they announced it, I'm just like, why didn't anybody think of this? You know, why this is so obvious. This is so fucking obvious that this is, their new singer. And just like, duh.
Yeah, and
So,
he's fantastic. He's a great writer. Every band he's ever had himself is fucking awesome. So
mm,
I'm happy, man. And hopefully we'll be seeing it all live soon. So
Hell
that'll be
yeah.
sick. It's been a while
yes,
since I've seen Neurosis play. I think the last time I saw him was that Neurosis Converge tour, like what, like 7 years ago, maybe? Has it been that long? 6 years ago?
I was gonna say, the last time I saw him was at that show in Dallas, that housecore show that I went down there for. The first time we hung out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean that was a long time ago.
That was, yeah,
Um,
I think it was the last time I saw
I
Neurosis.
saw them in DC in 2019, and this was literally like right before they like silently removed Scott Kelly from the band. So
yeah,
that
so
was
20 yeah, that was with Converge and what Birds on Row or Birds in Row or whatever.
this one was with oh man, the Bell Witch
That
and
was nice.
Deaf Kids, Deaf Club, whichever one does not have Justin Pierce.
Deaf
Justin Pierce,
Kids.
Deaf Kids.
Yeah, he's in Def Club.
Okay, no. Well, there we go. We made it a little over an hour.
That's all right.
We were able to not make Jeff's life miserable here, but
And
champ.
that's what we're trying to do.
Sometimes.
Got to keep
Champ,
the editor happy, guys. Got to keep the editor happy.
it is always a pleasure when you grace us with your presence and your amazing record collection. I know we
Dude,
could do
yeah.
a 10-hour episode with you if we had to, but as
Yeah, I
always,
mean,
we'd love you to come back on another time because this, we kind of rushed this one with you.
am I the first person to be on here twice?
No, No, we've
Not
had a couple
cool.
of people.
Mm,
James.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
You're the
but
first
yeah,
person that hasn't contributed to our content to be on here twice. Aha! Because
I
James and
haven't
Shaw have been
contributed.
giving us topics and giving us shit to talk about. So
Yeah, if you
yeah,
want to
Oh
pick
well,
topics for me and Jeff to talk about.
actually, dude,
well,
Champ's been on here 3 times because we did the
three.
Death Fest.
Oh
We
yeah, the
did
Death Fest.
the
Yeah,
Death
that's
Fest
right.
segment whenever we went to the Soundgarden.
Yep, that's right.
Oh yeah.
We were
When I
all outside.
spent when I spent a fucking small fortune,
That's right.
We
dude.
remember
What did I drop on that
that was
record?
where you bought the OG Jar of Flies.
I think it was a
Yeah,
little over 200 if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
it was what?
A little over 200 if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was like 225 or 235.
I don't remember. I
I
just
don't.
remember I had to feed you the rest of the weekend after you bought that. We had to chip in to buy. We
Buy
got to
me hot
feed Champ.
dogs.
We got to get the gambler some hot dogs while he's at
No
death.
shit. The gambler needs some dogs. But
But
I forgot to do these, but this one I wanted to show for sure for Jeff. This is the
oh,
Faith No More Easy radio single with
Oh wow!
Schützenfest on the second. So I got this at the record convention too. I'd never seen it, but it's just like a radio, like a jukebox
jukebox,
single.
yeah. If it's the 45,
Yeah,
it's definitely. I
dude,
got a
it was
couple of
only
those.
it was only $5 fucking, and I was just like, hell yeah, I'll grab that up.
I will give you 6, dude. That's awesome. That's a rare find, and that's an awesome find.
Yeah, I
Fuck
mean, for
yeah, dude.
$5, man, that shit's dope.
Yeah, that's rad for sure.
Well, sir, we appreciate you gracing us with your presence on our show once again. Jeff, do you have anything to add before we end this episode?
No, I just want to say Champ is my favorite.
He's he's
I'm
still
not even
putting
gonna say
butter.
favorite what. Just Champ is my favorite. Champ is
He's
yeah.
just gonna keep buttering that biscuit, son. He's just like,
Yeah,
oh, man.
I am extremely grateful. I'm extremely grateful that we were able to coordinate the 3 of our schedules again to get you back on the show. Um,
definitely.
Once again, just to reiterate, new Triage album tomorrow, or today, whenever the episode premieres. New Poacher. If you haven't checked out these 2 albums, fucking check out these albums because these projects are incredible.
Yeah, I
With
mean,
Again,
it's
ladies and gentlemen.
our very good friend Champ on vocals on both projects. So.
it's my golden tones, my pure vocal melody, and that boy screams a lot.
He does scream a lot, and he doesn't promote himself well with the golden tongue and the angelic voice or whatever he said. I don't know. I stopped listening. So
Well, you listen to that Crimson Glory, and you will hear the golden tones.
yeah, all right.
All righty. Well, thank you, Champ, once again for your time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you all next week.
All right. See you guys.
When the final bang, bang, damn.